Well, this is not exactly how we planned to start the week, but it is what it is. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader doing the daily recap on Monday, August the 17th. Something I've thought about, not sure if I'm going to continue every single day doing a recap or not, maybe doing more like a multi-day or a weekly, but in any case, here goes. We're going to do the daily recap for today. Um, down a little bit more than I would have liked, down 1,400. I did decide today to copy trade 4 of the funded accounts, which in hindsight ended up being a bit of a mistake from a P&L perspective. But the truth of the matter is the trades just simply didn't work. I probably took one revenge trade at the end of the day. Was an okay setup, but definitely was a bit of a revenge trade. Ended up not working. This little consolidation area that we had. I'll start on ES, which was trade number 1. By the way, the big picture trade that I had on my Phidias swing trade account that I got in last Thursday back here held through Friday, all day Friday. Actually added to that position quite a bit. I got in pretty heavy. Took some profits in the overnight on Sunday night. Last night we did take some profits there, or that was where I had some targets set. And then obviously today we rolled over and I ended up losing the trade right there. So that idea ended up being a wash, or it was being incorrect. But that being said, I was bullish for today. I was really not looking for shorts, and I was really looking for this area on ES, like we had talked about right here. I was looking for that area to hold, this major area, and we simply didn't. If you go to NQ, NQ is pretty much at this previous high. So the question is, does this continue? Does this area hold? Did we hold? I think last, or let's see, this would be the low from Friday, Thursday, was it Monday? Monday's low from last week, or high, I should say. Monday's high from last week, and really ended up being most of the weekly high other than Friday, Thursday, Friday. We ended up breaking that area. But if we end up holding this area, that could create further upside. But this really was, what caused the other trade to not work on ES, because NQ continued to sell off into this level. So my question is, will this maintain, or are we going to see a deeper pullback into some of these lower areas down here? So we'll see. Obviously, we don't know that. ES did definitely underperformed a little bit today from that perspective, but I did take this long, basically a reclaim, looking for a reclaim here of this previous day low right in here as we finally broke trend. Took the long, ended up rolling over, and I got stopped out, unfortunately, but that's the way it was. And then, really in hindsight, I was not wanting to short this because of my long trade on that eval. And again, hindsight was definitely 2020. Definitely would have been a good short. There was a good short here when this failed, and then we failed here. Either an entry somewhere here or somewhere here would have been really nice for a short setup, but I just simply didn't take it. I noticed it. I just wasn't comfortable with it, and so I didn't take it. And it would have worked, but so be it. The other side of the equation is, at that point, NQ was sitting somewhere here. And I was like, well, we're shorting right into this next level on NQ. And for that reason, I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. Although, like we had said earlier, ES did underperform NQ. And so there was more downside than what originally looked like may have been. So going to the other two trades I took here on NQ, that was a hold, basically looking for a reversal off of this major area. This is this big area we just talked about here. That is this level right here, coming from these highs and right into these lows from Friday. And so that was what that setup was there. And took this long right here as we started to break out. I got a little move. We came all the way back down, and as we held this level perfectly and pushed higher, I added to this trade, which put my average entry somewhere right around here. And then I had a target sit right at this little wick high, which was just above this area. And for whatever reason, we couldn't quite get there. And if I would have just killed the trade there, we would have been green on the day. I was green. But I wanted, my TP1 was sit here, my TP2 was sitting at these lows, I believe, and TP3 was, I forget, somewhere up higher. So anyway, when this thing started to roll over, I was like, it's gonna bounce, it'll bounce. I just moved the stop to break even. Obviously, we got stop break even. We came all the way back down. And again, perfect hold of that low and a bounce higher. And I was like, man, I got to get in this. So I get in it again. And then we have this, whoops, let me move this over. We have this little bounce and a squeeze to the upside, but you know, a big push back down. We squeezed higher, a big push back down, and ended up getting stopped out there end of the day. So unfortunate. Basically, two losses. This was the second loss and one break-even trade. So again, when you get into this stuff, I just don't do as well. I really don't. And the reason, I mean, here, like, you know, you could say, well, man, just take your profit, but you know, I'm looking for a continuation move. I'm looking for a move at least up to these highs, and it wasn't there. It just simply was not there. So the bright spot really today is I did pretty well on my evals. Had a nice, nothing huge, but nice green day across all the evals except for that swing trade account. And again, these were just single trades, but all of this, the Apex accounts are copy traded, and the Lucid dailies are copy traded. But this was all on longs that ended up pulling back, and I got stopped out. But I did take some profit on the move higher. Both of those. One was on gold, I believe. Yeah, right here I had a gold trade right in here for an upside move, and I forget where I took the one on the Lucid accounts. I really don't remember, but it was, maybe it was NQ. Yeah, here it was. It was here on NQ. It was in the pre-market this morning. Well, let's behave here. This little pre-market move right here, as we were holding this level, I got in long here and caught this move to the upside. So that's what that was. So anyway, that's the long and the short of today, no pun intended. And I guess we'll be back at it tomorrow. Just a quick little note, some of the specials going on. Lucid has 40% off the daily accounts, and you can, there's a limit of 5 per customer, but the Lucid daily is 40% off. That's a really good deal. Right there's the banner. And then Apex has a 90% off some items, namely the intraday 50K accounts and intraday 100K accounts. They're basically $49 and $59 all in, as you can see right there. So really, really good price there if you're okay with trading intraday accounts. But a couple of good specials going on there. Just want to keep you abreast of those. And again, thank you if you're using code BCT. I do appreciate that. So we'll leave you with that. Have a good night. Let's get our head on straight, and hopefully we can bounce back into the green for the remainder of the week. All right, take care, and so long.